This is a journey to meet Uranus. Uranus is a god. He is a face of the divine. He is that valid and necessary, inescapable face of the divine that smashes restriction and brings liberation and gives to humanity the fire of heaven. He was discovered and so entered the human consciousness at the time of the French Revolution and the American Revolution. The old order no longer met the demand of God for his manifestation. Humans interpreted the eruptive energy that was discovered and entered the human consciousness in their different ways. Some of them stained their hands in rivers of blood and rhetoric, and others brought enlightenments, and all that flowed from it, including the balancing up, which was Romanticism, and scientific discovery, got faster and faster as the Uranian age gathered pace and spread across the face of the globe. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, the dawning processional age, whose tide is reaching into the minds of humanity now. As the age of Pisces wanes, its contribution for good and ill now waning. And so this is a journey to meet the God. But humans can't meet a God directly. And so my recommendation is that we develop clear appearance of the God, which is the technique of Tibetan Buddhism and Tantric Hinduism. But know that we also need to perceive and identify the refraction of the God that is our destiny to work with. Because we will perceive the God Uranus through filters of the sign he falls in, the house he occupies, and the aspects to the other planets in our birth chart. And so the Uranus we perceive cannot be the sky god, but will be an inescapable, unavoidable, controlling force in our life until we develop the needed perception through astrology to get the measure of this lightning energy, to receive its gifts, to minimize its horrific inhuman damage. And to harness the great stallion force of Uranus, to take our life in the Uranian directions we need to travel if we are to fulfill the potential for which we incarnated this time. That is our purpose. We need Uranus, or we won't achieve our purpose. But we'll need to purify the Uranus destiny we started off with, described in our birth chart. So in this journey, let us first of all journey to meet the positive face and body of Uranus. For he is the great awakener. He is a gas and ice giant that takes 84 years to orbit the sun. But he radiates electromagnetic energies and waves that affect the body of each of us, that affect the mind of each of us. He radiates energy waves in the great mesh of energy waves coming to us from all the planets and all the stars, the web, the net. We can't escape it. If we pretend it isn't there, we're living robots. We're mindless automata. We're creatures of our social setting and the mass control of government and media and local opinion and family pressures and work expectations. So Uranus is the great awakener. He is the great liberator. And what does he particularly liberate us from? What does he particularly awaken us from? The restrictive scripts of Saturn. And so you need to pause to consider, what is your Saturn karma? What refraction of Saturn were you born to experience difficulty from and need liberation from this time? What is your Saturn destiny? How is Saturn's script holding you back now? What blocks are holding you back now? Uranus will smash into them. It could be immensely destructive. No human body can withstand the Promethean lightning flash. But we are here to understand the divine purpose, that is not mindlessly destructive, but is loving. And so to undergo the pain and fear of facing our Saturn blocks, of naming them and dissolving them, and becoming the initiator of the new order in our life, the pioneer, the Promethean spirit, embodying the Logos principle that enlightened the minds of great sages of the human race, from the old Stone Age to the present day, and created, for example, the great guiders of the human tribes like Merlin. For Uranus is the Hierophant, and he is the iconoclast. The present order cannot last, it has never lasted. Always there is destruction, always there is renewal. Uranus is like Shiva, the dance of Uranus is like the dance of Shiva. What does Uranus look like as he is dancing into your life now? How can your blocks stand up and exclude him? Do you want them to? Can he burst through your ego defenses, your repressions? When you feel the touch of Uranus by transit, for example, you will feel so wired. You can't stand the restrictive life you have thought was yours anymore. Uranus will break all rules. Uranus is intuitive, and Uranus is very, very, very sudden. Sudden alterations of consciousness. Do you want to fight those, or do you want to embrace them? Where will they come from? Will someone say something? Will you see something? Will an event occur? Uranus is fresh and unheard of, seemingly crazy. You have to see, this might work. You can't stay blocked. But what are the negative features you need to be aware of? As Uranus arises to smash Saturn, the negative side of Saturn that you have thought was Saturn, but isn't. You may fear ending up worse. The energy can be obsessive, it can be eccentric, there can be lack of balance, the decisive clarity. Can be utterly bewildering. It's an inhuman energy that can damage the human body. It's highly strong and nervy and overcharged and persistent. His demand is impersonal and detached. The rationality lacks warmth and sympathy. Where the lightning strikes and the earth crust opens, there is instability. You could fragment rather than heal your relationships and situations. You could neglect your most important commitments. Nervous illness, emotional intolerance could arise. You could become argumentative and irritable, erratic and unstable, destructive and disruptive, and disorganizing. Experiment may be needed to move you to where you need to go, but beware fanaticism. Value what is tradition, but don't let tradition block you. And don't let Uranus destroy everything. Because if you're resisting Saturn slowly grinding away at your internal obstacles, know that Uranus will most definitely step in and totally shatter them in this life or a future one. So when Uranus intervenes in a transit in your life, this is your chance to smash the restrictive life scripts and get on track with your life so as to manifest the special spark, the special achievement, the pearl that you were born to be and manifest. So let's consider how Uranus manifests as people. Uranian people have lots of difficulty with authority figures. Uranian people need loads of elbow room. They simply won't tolerate restrictive settings. They can be highly original in manifesting their wonderful gifts to the world. They prefer to shatter all restraints. Their creativity is driven like a racing car. They are inventors with lightning-fast ability to conceptualize new, complicated ideas. But in shadow form, they are hot-headed rebels and loose cannons who can leave a battlefield of blood and dead bodies. Their knee-jerk reactions can actually harm their brilliance, manifesting and destroy relationships, destroy the people around them. So Uranian lovers can be highly tolerant and supportive and can be liberated. But negatively, they can simply use the partner and drop them when they get bored or tired, craving a thrill a minute, as they leave a wasteland of ruined lives behind them of those they thought they loved. Uranian magicians are most important for the human race. They are the psychic daredevils who explore the very edges of human consciousness. The intuitively found roots and energies that in fact shape the human mind, the other worlds that penetrate this world. But if they embrace the shadow magician, their lives will become a shamble, they will fail, and there's no one there to pick up the tragic pieces. Uranus warriors are the most active of rebels. But their urgency can make them alcoholics. Their love of explosive thrills, speed and acceleration can trash the lives of those around them and their own because they burn out. They end up alone, their health damaged, serious illness, usually caused by ignoring symptoms and alienating all around them by their inhumanity. So, in this journey to find Uranus, first consider which house Uranus falls in your birth chart. What house number in your Western chart, which is your psychodynamic self, the self of psychosynthesis and individuation, in your Vedic chart, which is the map of your incarnational destiny. What house does Uranus fall in your Western birth chart? Uranus in the 7th house, for example, can attract the most dreadful partners. Uranus in the 8th house can radiate manipulative energies, making other people feel uneasy and controlled. Uranus in the 11th house can mean you can find yourself in horrible friendship situations because of your search for wisdom and enlightenment. So think now, which house is your Uranus in? And build up a picture. How does that Uranus look? What setting is he in? What are you feeling as you actually see Uranus in the house setting in your life? What are you going to do about it? Can you purify the situation so that you can get the buried gold? Can you change the scripts? running away and hiding in a hole is not the way. So, get a picture of what Uranus looks like through the lens of his house placement in your Western chart. And make a vow to yourself what strategy you will follow to harness that energy for your greater good. Use the perception. Make a vow to yourself to use this perception to make your life flow better so that you can bring in the Uranian lightning in a non-destructive and productive way. And then consider the aspects to other planets in your Western birth chart. What planets form aspects to Uranus? If it is Mars, there'll be excitable, bumpy action, which could be terrible for those who love you, but could impel you to needed revolution and change. If it's Sun, you could be very inventive, and yet the weirdness of invention could cut you off from needed stability. See your Uranus now standing in the group of the planets that aspect him. How do you feel about those ties? See the aspect lines as colours: red for challenging, like conjunction or opposition or square; blue for restful; green for questing. Do psychosynthesis now. Identify the sub-personality at either end of that aspect line, Uranus and the other planet. What person is that? See the person. And then consider how you're going to deal with that person. Remember, you've got to be in charge. This is psychosynthesis. If Uranus is conjunct your moon, what was the mothering? Pretty rabid, maybe. And so, what effect does your Uranus have on the stability of your consciousness? And if it's not as stable as is useful for you and those you love, what are you going to do about it? And so now, to end this journey, see Uranus in the group of the planets he aspects. See him morph now into the inventive awakener. And hear what he now says to you about what you need to change and bring in to your beloved special life. become the Uranian hero you were meant to be. Completely individual. Making your own very special contribution.